Some colder weather in the evening where we could potentially have a wintry mix.
Yeah, but you know what? I was looking at the forecast this morning, printing it off for you, and they're not predicting it to be as cold as what they were yesterday for Monday. So it looks like there's a little bit of a warming trend. Hope it holds up.
So let's just wait till Monday before we get the snow pants back out.
Let's do.
Okay. All right. Well, it's 7:32 on our clocks. Time to check in with news brought to us this morning by Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates, providing you with your roadmap to recovery. And here's Bill Shope with the latest.
Thanks, Holly. Good morning, everyone. The state of Ohio is working on ways to identify causes of suicides in the Buckeye State. Tracy Townsend has more.
Two-year decline, the number of suicides in Ohio is on the rise. The Ohio Department of Health says deaths increased in 2021 by 8% over the previous year. And they are working to address that crisis. The state is spending tens of millions of dollars on a suicide hotline that covers the entire state, as well as a study in conjunction with the Ohio State University to determine the causes. I'm Tracy Townsend.
During the city manager's portion of this coming Monday's Portsmouth City Council meeting, Sam Sutherland will be looking to request a review from the Ohio Supreme Court regarding the need for 2 municipal courts in the city, as the matter's been discussed by city council members a number of times. Also on Sutherland's agenda will be a request to modify a city ordinance to allow for enforcement during alley cleanups. According to the proposal, the goal is to make citizens more aware of items that are left beside garages and alleyways, and it would also allow the city to bill owners for cleanup and assessments to property taxes, similar to what is currently in place for grass violations. Portsmouth City Council will meet in regular legislative session at 6 p.m. on Monday, February the 12th. And Kentucky Senate Bill 151 would allow relatives who become foster caregivers
I like the snow winter. Yeah, that is going to be hot as fuck. Good morning. Snow winter.
to a minor child.
The home. And as an alternative to the foster care system, another family member, such as an aunt or grandparent, signs a document to take the child in. In the haste of the situation, no consideration is given on the financial impact this will entail should that arrangement continue long term. Senate Bill 151 would amend current law, allowing the relative to access compensation for the child's ongoing needs. Bill sponsor Senator Julie Rocky Adams of Louisville says flexibility is long overdue for relative foster parents feeling the burden.
There is no doubt that our relative and fictive kin caregivers are making this one-time decision in real time under duress for a child and their family who is at risk of being harmed, abused, or neglected, with no ability to reassess or fully understand the impact that your decision will have on your personal finances.
Senate Bill 151 passed the Senate committee and now heads to the full Senate for consideration. Reporting from the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Charles Baglin.
And for Mix 99.3 News, I am Holly Gale's work guardian, Bill Shope.
Yeah, that's right. Try and mess with me, you gotta go through Bill.
That's right.
The most fierce troll I've ever seen.
I always defend you.
I appreciate that. You probably have to do it a lot, but it's fine. Same with me and Steve. You know, I'm always out there fighting his battles, but it comes with the territory, right? No, listen, I don't know if you saw this headline. For the first time, scientists have generated a functional human brain using a 3D printer.
Yes, actually, I reported on it last Friday.
Perfect. I wasn't listening. But here's the thing is I've got a follow-up from last Friday. Mark Williams is doing great. Sorry, I've been sitting on that one for at least 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Well, Bill, thanks for checking in with us. Hey, we've been giving away free stuff this morning. It's Free Ticket Fridays for TNA home inspections. Thanks to Don Tauby. And real quick, I want to say, actually, a huge thank you to Don Tauby. He is getting ready to take a crew of about 5 guys from the, let me say this right, Operative Plasters and Cement Masons Unit Joint Apprenticeship. That's 132. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But they are going down to the Portsmouth Little Theater right now to put in some work, helping out, sealing up the outside of the building, of that historic building down there. So
How cool is that?
yeah, there's been a few places that water's been getting in a little bit. I mean, old buildings, you know how it goes. So a lot of moves are being made. Yeah, and I just want to say thanks to him because that's his time. You know, and working with nonprofits, I'm sure you can understand how much we tried to haggle with him about his time. So
Are you familiar?
Great dude.
Absolutely. Are you familiar with Julia Summers?
Julia Summers.
Julie Summers?
I am familiar with her, and we will tell you more about that at 8:20.
Yes, she's a winner.
She is a winner.
Yes.
Oh, chicken dinner. Don't get me bursting. All right, Bill, thanks for checking in. This news brought to us by Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates, providing you with your roadmap to recovery. We got O&N coming up.
For over 30 years, Dr. Inishida and his staff at Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates have been changing lives with the most comprehensive treatment and cure for cancer in the area. During this time in Portsmouth, Dr. Inishida has created a name of patient excellence in the highest degree and will continue that fight with each and every patient towards the cure. Dr. I, as he's known by his thousands of friends, is proud to announce the addition of Dr. Hassan Jaffrey to the staff of Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates. Dr. Jaffrey's medical expertise is with all cancers as well as treatment of blood disorders, bone marrow, and the immune system. Together, Dr. Inishida and Dr. Jaffrey create a very special team that's there when it comes to fighting back to regain your good health. Feel free to stop in and welcome Dr. Jaffrey to the staff at 916 11th Street or call 353-4884. It's Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates of Portsmouth, always there with the care, the compassion, and the roadmap to your recovery.
I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network. The State Patrol will be out in full force starting at 6 a.m. Super Bowl Sunday. Yolanda Harris with O&N affiliate WBNS-TV in Columbus has more with State Patrol Sergeant Tyler Ross.
It is to keep an eye out for drunk drivers.
There is alcohol consumed at these events. We understand that, but you have to designate a sober driver. Use your ride-sharing programs. Stay if you can, if that's an option. But prepare beforehand. You have to do that beforehand.
Well, Highway Patrol says last year they made 48 OVI arrests alone on Super Bowl Sunday. I'm Yolanda Harris.
There's been a case of measles reported in Ohio this year in the Dayton area, and the state health department says just 89% of Ohio kindergartners are vaccinated. The national rate is 93%. State Representative Beth Liston is also a medical doctor and is from Dublin.
Vaccines are safe. We know that they prevent disease, they prevent death, and we need to be promoting that in kids and families so that we don't see these deadly diseases come back and harm our kids.
2 years ago, there was an outbreak of 90 measles cases in Ohio. Kevin Stefanski is the AP NFL Coach of the Year, and quarterback Joe Flacco is the Comeback Player of the Year, and Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year, all with the Browns. Former Buckeye quarterback C.J. Stroud won Rookie of the Year with Houston. For more state news, go to ONNradio.com. I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
And it's time for another look at sports. Sports this morning brought to us by the Collier Companies, located on Collier Corner in the Berg, where they can do all sorts of different things. They've got Collier Construction Services, Collier Safety Services, Collier Leasing, with the equipment rentals, and of course, Collier Medical. So thank you guys for bringing sports and Super Bowl weekend well on the way. Everybody's talking about it. We got some hubbub here, there, and everywhere. And of course, can't help but talk about Taylor Swift, you know, who's going to be in attendance.
I can totally help but talk about Taylor Swift.
Okay, don't get rude on me. I can feel the vibes. I don't know, you're getting a little suspicious over there.
You want to talk about Christian McCaffrey or
Who's that?
Brock?
So sorry.
Brock Purdy?
You know.
Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy, who was in elementary school the last time
yes.
that a consecutive Super Bowl was won.
Yes.
All right, I got a fun fact for you.
Okay, all right.
All right, according to a Harris poll, an estimated 16.1 million U.S. employees plan on not going to work on Super Bowl Monday. About 10 million workers have already requested the day off, and millions of others plan to come in late.
You know, Dan Patrick on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM, he has been lobbying for years to make it Super Bowl Saturday. That way you can have Sunday to recoup. But I don't know, there's just something about that early evening Sunday game. I mean, you know, what really you doing on a Sunday at 6:30 in most instances?
Youth group?
Well, other than that, thanks for making me feel like a really bad person.
Well, in youth group, we always would watch the Super Bowl. We'd have a Super Bowl party. But after a certain year, we were no longer allowed to watch the halftime show anymore, which I was devastated
Would that
about.
have been after Janet Jackson's slip up, maybe?
Yeah, no, something like that.
Yeah.
So the commercials, but listen, that's a different story for a different day. Chuck, take it away.
Well, Super Bowl Sunday is just 2 days away as the San Francisco 49ers will face off against the Kansas City Chiefs. The game will kick off at 6:30 and be televised on CBS. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 54, which was won by the Chiefs, but the rosters have had quite a bit of turnover since then, especially the 49ers. Kansas City won it all last year, defeating the Philadelphia Eagles. KC is attempting to become the first team to win back-to-back titles since Tom Brady's New England Patriots did it in 2004 and 2005, technically the 03 and 04 seasons. This would be Coach Andy Reid's and quarterback Patrick Mahomes' third world championship. San Francisco, meanwhile, is looking to hoist its first Vince Lombardi trophy since defeating the Chargers in Super Bowl 29, played in January of 1995. Tonight in boys high school basketball, the hometown broadcasting company of Portsmouth has some pretty good matchups. The big one tonight will be Wheelersburg at Medford. That game will have just a ginormous bearing on the fate of the Southern Ohio Conference Division III standings. It is my understanding Wheelersburg can lock up at least a share of the title with a win over the Falcons tonight. You can hear that big matchup, Wheelersburg at Medford, on Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze. The South Webster Jeeps are Medford fans tonight. The Jeeps are hoping that Medford can defeat Wheelersburg and the Jeeps get a three-way split of the league title. West looking to play spoiler. South Webster at West tonight will air here on Mix 99.3. Tonight on Fox Sportsmouth AM 1260 and 95.7 FM, you'll be able to hear a big matchup out of the SOC 1 as Coach Matt Mader's Notre Dame Titans take on Coach J.D. King's Green Bobcats. Tomorrow we've got more boys hoops for you. On Mix 99.3, you'll hear Northwest at Notre Dame tomorrow, and on 107.5 The Breeze tomorrow evening, you can tune in as Portsmouth hosts Fairland. Coverage at all game sites this weekend will begin at approximately 6:50, depending on the length of the preceding junior varsity games. In girls high school basketball last night, Medford was a winner over Waverly, 46-39 in overtime, and West defeated Wheelersburg 52-44. So Medford and West wind up co-champions of the SOC 3. Elsewhere in girls hoops yesterday, Notre Dame defeated East 71-23. South Webster prevailed over Valley 50-48. Northwest was a winner over Western Pike 53-18. Boyd County defeated Portsmouth 66-39. South Gallia was victorious over Sims Valley 64-52. Greenup County defeated Ironton 38-34 in overtime. The South Point girls knocked off Raceland 66-59, and Ripley was a winner over Manchester 53-50. High school sports fans, be sure and tune in to the Saturday morning sports line tomorrow morning on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM starting at 9 o'clock as we'll talk with area high school basketball coaches, and Mark Williams and I will recap the week's worth of scores. Speaking of AM 1260 and 95.7 FM, the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team can be heard there tomorrow afternoon hosting the Maryland Terrapins. Coverage will start at 3:15, leading up to the 4 o'clock tip-off in Columbus. Also at 4 o'clock tomorrow, down in Lexington, the 17th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats will entertain Gonzaga. The Shawnee State University women's and men's basketball teams will both host Point Park tomorrow. The women's game will tip at 1, and the men's game will start at 3. And in the NBA last night, the Cavs just keep on winning. They took down the Nets 118-95. Donovan Mitchell led the Cavs with 27 points. It's now 8 straight wins for Cleveland. The Cavs have won 16 of their last 17 games. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 7:45. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call Gary Duzan for all of your employee benefit needs. And that is a look at sports.
Well, thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Holly.
This sports brought to us by the Collier Companies, and we've got traffic coming up.
Collier Companies at 1661 State Route 522 in Wheelersburg consists of Collier Construction, specializing in federal and general contracting as well as rebar supply and installation. Collier Leasing, which offers equipment rental. Collier Safety Services, which offers on-site safety professionals, safety and health training, industrial hygiene services, safety manual development, mobile safety, and an industrial hygiene permit center. As well as Collier Medical, which has primary and occupational clinics headed up by Jamie Reynolds.
And it's our traffic and weather together. Traffic is service of the Souda River, open 7 days a week with the legendary chicken, steaks, ribs, so much more. No accidents to report on our end of the spectrum, but we do have some county crew work going on. Junior Furnace Road, trying to wrap up the clearing of the right-of-way. Traffic maintained with the use of flaggers on that one. Next week, the county crews are going to be heading over to Gallia Pike and Green and Porter Townships Monday through Thursday, clearing the right-of-way there too. Traffic maintained with the use of flaggers. And And I want to give you a heads up. Tomorrow, there's going to be the Ellen Vetter Choco Walk here in the downtown. A lot of foot traffic coming in. So if you are going to be driving through, make sure you take it a little extra slow. Keep those eyes peeled. And if you see something on the roadways we need to know about, 354-1993, give me a call. Become a traffic tracker. That's your traffic services Shadow River. Open 7 days a week.
Weather service of the Counseling Center. In operation since 1981. The Counseling Center is the region's leader in behavioral health, offering over 500 clinical services. Learn more online at thecounselingcenter.org. That's online at thecounselingcenter.org.
Your first alert forecast from WSAZ. Clouds around, but also some sunshine. Temperatures sneaking back into the 60s. Comfortable, but there will be a few scattered showers tonight as well, with lows in the lower 50s. A rainy morning on Saturday, especially in the south, but becoming scattered and late in the afternoon. Temperatures still trying to make it back to 60.
I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix